All right, hi, my name is Rishi. I'm the co founder of Digital Scholar. And today on my talk show, we have Mish Sen, who is an Instagram influencer with amazing number of followers. And she is an amazing cook as well. So, welcome to the show, Mish. How have you been?
Thank you so much, Rishi. So glad to be here.
Right. So, Mesh, I just wanted to know before joining Digital Scholar, what was your digital journey like and what are you doing currently? Can you just share some insights on what are you doing currently and what was your digital skills like before joining us?
I had some knowledge because I was a digital marketer, but I have to say that once I joined the Digital Scholar, it became very refined because I was able to sometimes, you learn bits and pieces and you apply it and it's okay, it works. But I was able to understand the back end part of digital because that was also taught. I've never actually seen how a WordPress can be created and how a permalink can be, modified to be customized, and what is the real thing of SEO and how it really works and how everything works together, including the link, the headline, the keywords. So it was a very good experience. I joined Digital Scholar mainly for the SEO and website creation experience, and I
Mhm.
really thought I learned so much.
Right, awesome. And what is your niche and how many number of followers do you have on Instagram?
So my niche is Indian food cooked healthy. So it is not only healthy but fast. So fast, healthy, and tasty Indian food. And my growth has been actually quite astounding after I've joined Digital Scholar and also the ILC part of it. So I had like 115 on my personal account because I was doing more Facebook. Instagram, I was not even doing. I didn't even know much about it. So after I joined Saurav and Rishi and you, Rishi and what I mean to say is after I joined Saurav and Rishi, I actually got a knowledge of how powerful Instagram is. So based on, they do a lot of challenges and it's really fun to do. So I got into the first channel challenge, which was 0 to 5K in 21 days. I did it in 15 days.
Wow.
And then up to 10K, I did it in 2 months.
Wow.
Um, and now it's been about, 8, 9 months. I'm up to almost 26K.
Wow.
So it's been a phenomenal journey, and it is also because it has been a good blend of me being trained by Saurav and Rishi and also really working hard. I've taken it very seriously, and because it's so nice to work for yourself and to be guided by a mentor who's always available, because I find that I've never had that experience, that I can always I can just WhatsApp them and they reply back. So it's been great, and I am noticing that when you do put in your best foot forward, and one of the things I've learned from Rishi and Saurav, you guys, is that not to think about when will I earn the money, but am I providing the actual value? Am I actually connecting? So to do well on Instagram, I realized you have to be an empathetic person, which I am. Luckily, so I was able to tap into that, and I really have fun when people not email, DM me with, what, this was so easy, it was so successful, I'm finally cooking, or I used to cook this, but now it's so easy, or something like, I have this kind of allergy. Can you propose some other recipes? So I actually have a lot of conversation on my DMs. I've actually made a couple of good friends. I mean, it is incredible. And apart from the followers, I've also partnered with other influencers, or even not influencers, like community. It's such a community where you can tap into other people, you can ask questions. Um, so apart from, so I feel like so lucky, because yes, people will unfollow you, and that is there. And another thing I realized is the skin. You have to develop a thick skin, because as Saurav has pointed out, unfollows are sometimes bots. They're not even. So I'm trying to not think about that. I never see who's unfollowed me. But what I try to see is every day, am I showing up firstly? Am I consistent? Am I doing it consistently? Am I hitting all of the Instagram features, which is IGTV, 1 minute video or under, reels, lives, good photography? So I try to, do some competitive analysis every day, like what, without getting overwhelmed, because it's very easy to feel less, that, oh, this one's doing so and so, this I'm not doing. But I don't know when they have started. They might have started for 5 years. Obviously in 5 years they better do this one, right? And some people might have started later than me, and they might have a lot of resources available or a team already. So I never compare, but I try to see, okay, what could I do in next 3 months, then what could I do in the next 6 months. So I have like a year goal, because now that I've got the traction, that was only based on, I'm going to show up every day. My first step was, every day I'm going to post. Then the second step was, let me start videos. Then the third step was, let me come live. And as you take more risks, people actually respond. And it's been, and of course, I'm very ready when the trolls are going to come. It hasn't come yet, but I see that that's just part of it.
No, your food
Um,
is so good, nobody's going to troll you for sure.
Thank
But
you so much.
But
It's been,
honestly, it's been an amazing journey going from zero to 5,000 followers in just 21 days. I think that's phenomenal, and the growth has been, upward from there on. So, if you really want to give certain tips on Instagram, let's say somebody starting from zero, and how do you ask them to reach 5,000? What is the few insights that you want to give to people according to your experience on they
yeah.
can implement so that they can achieve the similar numbers what you have done?
Yes. So the first thing is not to stress about it, but you have to really be the person who will have to have, an insight as to, okay, who am I serving? Firstly, you have to know who you're serving, and it can't be, I want to serve this person and that person. That takes so much time. It's called niching down. So for us, how I did it was, I love Indian food. I've always cooked it, and now I know that I want to show people, but there are so many other people doing it. Okay, so then as I was thinking about it, I decided I'm going to present something that is also part of my values. I don't eat too much of fried food. I Not that I don't like it; it doesn't suit me. I know it's not very good for me. So just to make it popular, I'm not putting any fried food. I will put one or two here and there, but that is not who I am. So you have to be very true. And you also have to say, okay, so why are people on Instagram? They're here to learn, but it is also entertainment. So you have to understand that you have to have a little bit of entertainment. You have to have people who will actually get value from you, and it has to be aligned with your core values. Otherwise you can't sustain it. You can't pretend to be someone else forever. So based on that, I've said I am the person who wants to show people how to cook fast and easy, but keep it authentic. I'm not doing fusion American. I live in US. I'm not doing any of that. I'm very connected to my roots, but at the same time, I don't take so much of pleasure in making pani puri from scratch, because to me it's a waste of time. I'll buy the pani puri. I'll refine the pani and the masala. So I'm very true and confident of myself. So you have to do things like, meditation. You have to have reflective powers, which is unrelated to social media, to do well, because it gives you an inner strength. So you have to understand yourself. You have to understand one person you want to serve. So when you talk to Instagram, it's like, who is are you talking to? For me, I talk to women only, who are either, they can be young or middle aged or whatever, but they like to cook, but they have time constraints, and they also have health, they want to get better in health. So based on that, I'm going to cook for that person, and I'm going to teach them, hey, listen, this is how you do it. You can even do this kind of unhealthy food in a much healthier way, or you can even lose weight eating this. So I present it that way, and then every day I used to post, and I used to check my insights, and based on insights I would decide the next one. Because if something is do well, that is what, even if you didn't get, you just sometimes will be surprised at how did this get such good traction. But that's what people are looking for. So you have to be very attuned to your analytics, and you have to test. Now we can't do A/B testing on Instagram, but we can certainly keep doing different things to see. You don't have to be afraid. I used to be afraid, if I do that and it doesn't do well, Will I ever get to the explore page? That means I'm going down. That, but none of that matters. Instagram likes initially is trying to figure you out, so you have to test continuously. And you can take, so apart from testing and posting, I would go to my stories and do a lot of stickers like, hey, do you guys, are you veg or non-veg? Do you like this or that? Or, I would put always a lot of interactive stickers and questions. I've noticed that polls do better because it's just a click. Questions do fine, but not as good as polls. And then I put it in my highlights. I have a polls highlight. So I can also go back and see it when, if I forget, and other people can see what I've been asking people and how I am trying to serve. So polls give huge insights. And then another way I've grown, even from 0 to 5, obviously you have to do some paid advertisement. You can't get away, it's not going to be free. Any growth can't be free. So you have to have a budget, because it's the platform. It's not, we didn't create the platform, right? It's a company. So apart from giving you organic reach, and Instagram still has a good amount of organic reach, you will have to have a budget where you will use it wisely, and you have to have Facebook ads. And that has also helped. But if your Facebook, my Facebook ads brought people to my profile. So if your profile is not set up properly, your bio, no one's going to follow you. So it's not a lot of people used to ask me, so what was your budget that you grew? That is a very it's kind of like an innocent question that doesn't help. Even if you spend 100, I did spend like $20 to $30 per day, but that's not only, I was super sure my bio was absolutely refined. I had a very good profile picture which was professionally taken, and my actual pictures were mobile, but I quickly tried to do some editing. It's a lot of things. So, and people are kind. They don't really require a magazine picture because they know it's not that authentic. So if you are just with a mobile, it should be fine. But it's a combination of doing your best, good bio, showing up every day, understanding what people want, and doing paid ads. That's how I grew.
Wow. I think, Mish, it's time that you should be launching a course on Instagram, because you have got the entire hang of it, right? From niching down to getting the bio right. You spoke about getting the pictures right, and of course, analytics. And that was the amazing point you made, where you went and checked back on the posts that were doing well, and you kept on reusing or repurposing, or, just creating those kind of posts where
Yeah.
people love. And I think that was one of the major factors for the growth that we have seen for you in the last 8 months. Now, Mish, can you tell us if you did get any brand collaborations, or what was the experience like with respect to brand collaboration? Did they approach you? Did you approach them? What were the things behind certain brand collaborations that you did?
So far it's all been, they have approached me. I really need to get better at pitching.
Okay.
I've been a little bit lack less slack in that regard, but so far I've gotten I get quite a few, like questions about it. So I've done a few in America, like a bar or some other, like a, what is that, health bar and all. And in India right now I'm doing a Borosil collaboration. It is, they are launching they've launched a electric pressure cooker.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm doing a whole campaign for them.
Wow.
I so far didn't go for too much of brand. Now I will, because you know what, I've realized to do well in brand, you have to be a good videographer and a really good photographer. So I felt if I can hold off. So I used to ask questions and I would do things like photograph, but the entire big campaign where you can earn a lot of money, I felt I wasn't ready, because I don't want to turn people off right away because I didn't have the equipment. But now with my following, with my knowledge of, I still have a lot to learn, but I have a good idea about, how to take videography, how the picture should be taken, how to do good on reels. So now I'm going to start pitching. So far, I did a little bit here and there in US and India, based on people, their agencies approaching me. But now I am going to actually start pitching properly. And I know that I also have a couple of people I have been able to hire some freelancers who are on my team. So I just think that is also an important investment. You can't do everything alone. And obviously your businesses. I also became a LLC, by the way, just now, because I think these are the steps you have to take to do well. So now I have invested in some freelancers so they can help me with these kinds of things, and now I'm ready for that.
Right.
But it's so far it's been a very good experience, and um, it's just that I haven't had too many nitpicky people saying, but that I know is part of it. So to me, my monetization goal is, yes, I will definitely do brand, but brand, sometimes if you just depend on brand and you don't get it, then you're not really earning money. So that is a huge component as an influencer, of course. But I also want to launch my e-course, which I'm working on. Cooking. It's a mini e-course as a test, and I'm writing an ebook now,
Wow.
which ebook and a cookbook.
Okay.
Ebook will be free from my website, and the cookbook will be launched. So I have all these things, and finally, I have a goal of opening my spice label, but not like a big one, like not like not huge, but just as part of a brand awareness, like
Right, Mish. So before we even move to digital product, I had two questions. So I think you have named some really amazing brands. So there's a myth which says that big brands do not approach influencers, with respect to less followers, or let's say less than 50K followers. And second, in brands do not pay good amount of money for the influencers. These two are the myths where people always ask this. Do you think this is true, or what do you think about these two regards, whether big brands approach influencers, and second, is the amount of money that they invest on the influencers is low or high? What do you think?
Well, so far, I would say that brands do approach. It's not always. So I have written certain DMs, to Lakme and all that, and there people have gotten back to me immediately and said, "Listen, this is thanks for your DM. You can just email them here at so and so places." So sometimes they write back, sometimes they don't, sometimes they repost. So you have to be ready for rejection, but it's not that they don't. They also want people. They were looking for new talent. So if you reach out, it's but you have to reach out strategically, not like, can I work with you, or hi. You have to have a proper pitch. With money, I still say that for me, I haven't seen, like, for instance, the Borosil, they are paying good amount, but the amount of work I'm doing, I don't, and this, I should not be, probably you'll have to cut this part out because it's going to be a public interview. But I would say the pay, as far as I've seen, could be better. Let's just keep this. I mean, the pay, as far as I've seen, is not bad, but I think it could be
But
better.
I
And
think, Vish, we don't have to really crop the part out, because what I feel is it depends on the number of followers and the engagement. So I think it grows over time. And see, we work with a lot of brands, we work with a lot of influencers, and everybody is approached with a different package altogether, right? So I believe there is a lot of scope in terms of, I think the brands see the engagement quotient of it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
of course the number of followers is also plays a big role
yeah,
in terms of in approaching and going ahead. So we have,
yeah,
yeah, we have seen and we have paid ourselves somewhere about 50 to 1 lakh for influencers in different ways, in services, in products, in cash or whatever. So I believe influencer marketing is one of the biggest as big as affiliate marketing is what we can say in the coming years. It's going to be, yeah. So I think it's a good start.
yes.
It's definitely a good start, and I'm sure the way you're growing, I'm sure you're gonna get all the big brands under your kitty, and so, definitely you're from the USA as well, so you're gonna get paid in dollars, yeah, rather than.
No, actually, I don't get paid in dollars. Actually, here's the challenge I have. For Indian brands, if it's they should be able to ship it. But I do have a partner in India, so I've made sure that I don't lose out, because my partner, for instance, this Borosil thing, my partner is going to do the. I'm giving the recipe, I'm giving the direction of the footage, but the actual stirring is being done by my sister, because it's much easier for them to ship it to Delhi than to US. So
Right.
I'm making it easy for brands. So you have to make things easy for them also, not make a big hurdle. then it's hard for them, to, because they are so busy. So the moment I got approached, I said, here's the solution I have for you. You just send it there and I'll make sure it's all fine.
Right.
So that's what I do. And I actually am really looking to work with Indian brands a lot, because I have a good market. My people are, my audience are mostly from Bombay and Delhi and Chennai and Bangalore and Hyderabad. So these are all really good places to have followers from. And my audience is also very, very, very engaged. So the saves that I get and all that, which can't be seen from the other side, is huge. I get a lot of shares and saves. And so far, I've been gone to the explore page every day for months.
Wow.
So yeah,
So,
so
Mish, what do you think? Is just growing followers enough, or do you need to have a digital product ready? So, can you survive on just, of course, you're posting tons of content and you are creating some really amazing stuff, growing the followers. But do you think there is definitely a lot of importance in terms of getting your own product done? What is your thought on it?
I absolutely think it's very important to your own products, because of course, brand collabs are amazing and I want more and more of them. But having your own product that you actually control, whereas brands, if they don't want to work with you, they don't want to work with you, right? It's hopefully it's a consistent thing, but in between, you should diversify and have your own digital products for sure. I believe, and that not only is it, you can scale better
Right.
for digital products also, and that is how you earn the living, right?
Right. And I think you're on an amazing place right now because you are an influencer, you have a huge following. And yeah, if you go out and create a course for yourself, I'm sure there is a lot of credibility that you've already built on the internet for you, and it's easier to sell than if you would have been at the level zero, right? So I believe right now there is a lot easier to basically sell to masses because of the entire credibility and authenticity factor that you've built on Instagram. Do you what do you think about this thought, and what is the course all about, which you're going to be launching?
Thank you. I hope so. I hope that I've also taken some, like, what is it called? Type form surveys,
Uh-huh.
anonymous, to see if there is an interest in course. And
Mhm.
people have said yes, but they've also, some of them also said, depending if I can afford it. So the pricing is important. For me, right now, my test will be a very mini course on for beginner cooks. Beginner meaning anybody can do it, but just a few breakfast, few lunch, few drinks and snacks, which is easy to make. I'll try to make it gluten free because I'm noticing a lot of people have gluten allergy. So based on my insights and comments I get, I'll keep it very simple, mostly veg, because I have a lot more veg followers than non-veg followers. And with my type form surveys, people want to learn a little bit of baking. So I partnered with another handle called Cake Sapphire, who is part of our community. So
Oh,
they'll do the bonus sections for the baking
wow.
and all that. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be a mini course, but it'll be well done, and I'm hoping that it'll do well.
It will. I definitely hope because Kick Sapphire is again one of our students, Siddhant,
Yeah.
amazing guy. And those guys are doing really well. And I definitely want to see them shine in the baking space throughout India. And they've been actually doing comment. I think they did a sale of about 1 lakh per month, just through online coaching. I did an interview with them as well. So a pretty awesome guy, very young as well. And yeah, this shows the food space on the internet is also booming, and I'm pretty sure it's a very good niche to be in. Yep. So Mish, I think we had amazing conversation. We got to know a lot about your Instagram strategy, your course that you're going to be launching. One final question: when is the launch date of your course? When do you intend to start?
So I'm thinking of launching in Holi instead
Wow.
of Valentine's Day, but Holi, I'll start with a promotion. I'll do a promotion for Holi. So I'll discount it for Holi and then it'll come back to the original price. So I'll do a big launch in Holi. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Awesome, Mish. Before we leave, what is that one skill that you want people to learn in 2021? Let's say somebody's not digital savvy. What is that one skill you want them to master in 2021? Otherwise, they're going to be way behind their game if they do not get onto the digital space. What do you think it is?
Video and video editing. That is one skill they have to know, I would just start with that only,
Right.
because it is the best way to engage, and it's very entertaining because people watch more videos than pictures. So
Perfect. Well said. I think video, people say that video marketing is going to be the future, but then since 2019, that has been the trend. It's like the thing that people should be doing, but still there are people who say that it's going to be the future and all of it. But I think it's already in the trend, and a lot of people are
yeah.
making the best use of video marketing as such. So, Mish, thank you so much for being part of Digital Scholar. I know it's a lifelong journey and association, and thank you so much for doing this interview on a very early morning. Right? It's really
Oh,
good. Mhm.
my pleasure. And I just wanted to give you, your audience, our audience right now, one more reason why you should do video. Me, I'm a very basic video editor, and one of my reels has just hit 150K.
Wow,
So, yes. So I'm wondering, like, if you look, I'm so happy, but mostly I get 15K and all, quite a lot. But 150K is amazing. So I have to crack that code. But it's obvious that video is the present and future.
wow, wow! Congratulations! I didn't know that. You should have shared that with us. So I'll go and check it out.
Ama-
150,000.
Yeah, it's when I hit 100, I put it on ILC. Then
Okay,
I've been sending sort of my updates,
okay.
because he had asked me that make sure you do reels and put all your recipes in a 15 seconds to 20 seconds max. So I've been trying to do that, and it's doing well.
And how many followers did you? Any idea? Any rough estimate on how many followers were you able to get from there? Those numbers?
Reels is not giving good insights yet, except for likes and views. But I have been getting suddenly quite a few followers. So I'm hoping some of it is reels. But I don't know, because they haven't opened up that insight
True,
as of
true,
yet.
true, true, true. Definitely, we do not know. But then, of course, we only get to know from the intuition saying, okay, before posting the day of reels, these were the number of followers, and after that, that's the growth basically. But yeah, I totally get it because we did one reel for a client and it went over 700,000 views, and we got about 2,000 followers, and that was
Ooh,
yeah, 2,000 followers from the rough estimate from where we were to where we went. So of course, reels definitely works, and
yeah.
this is like a live testimonial that is going on for Reels. Perfect, Mish. Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you, and
Thank you.
thank you for doing this. All the very best for the launch of the course. Of course, we're going to be there, and we're going to be doing this together any which way. All right. Thank you
Thank,
so much. And it's a
thank you for having me and giving me this platform. You guys have changed my life. You have to know that.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, and goodbye, Mish. And I'll talk to you right after this interview.
Yes. Bye.